Fighters Only Television here backstage at BAMMA 11 in Birmingham, England, and the headline fight has just finished. Mr. Alex Reid came out on top by decision against Sambu in what was billed as a comeback fight. How do you feel about how the fight went?
I'm disappointed. I mean, no disrespect to Sam. I mean, I in my heart, I wanted to obliterate him, but I mean, didn't underestimate him. I haven't had the best preparation. I've got a cut. Thank God it hasn't opened. But and I hate to make excuses, and I am making excuses. I've just been told I've got a torn pec minor and major, so I can't feel my right arm. So, but the thing is, I'm a professional, and I've got more to lose by not fighting than fighting today. But ideally, I shouldn't be fighting. And my trainer said, "You're not ready. You should be in there in February." So I take that away. I guess I'm the professional has turned up and done what it takes to be a professional fighter.
It looks at times like you might be a little hesitant to pull the trigger at times.
I didn't have any explosion in my hands. Right. I just couldn't feel them. I feel like my hardest punch feels like this. I was like, oh. And just rust. It's been such a long time. When I fought Tom, I hadn't fought for 2 years in MMA, and it's been 2 years since I fought Tom. I had a fight last year, but that was more of a circus. So I've not been in here. So that I take away from that. There's a lot of positive things. I made a lot of bad mistakes, bad choices in there tactically, but amateur basic things, which my trainers, I said, they're kicking my ass. They want me in the gym back in a week. The doctor just said I need 4 weeks off to get the tear healed. I mean, and you can imagine if it's affecting my confidence. That's why I was hesitant. Right. I can't feel stuff, and I'm warming up, and I'm 10 out of 10. I said stop, relax. But there was a lot I had to ride on this tonight for me to get out there and test my mettle. So in that respect, I'm happy.
Two things to touch on from what you just said. The first, you brought up your last fight, you said was a bit of a circus. Now, to be brutally honest, you've probably seen this on the internet and stuff, a lot of talk going around, oh, that was a fix, that was a work. Can you clear that up one way or the other? No,
it's never a work, but I mean, he wasn't in my calibre. I didn't really even train properly for that fight. He's, I don't think I ever threw a punch on him. I mean, I was that confident. I'd actually rolled with him about a year before and just raped him. Sorry, that's a bad word. I'll take that back. Yeah, I've rolled with him about a year before and then totally annihilated him. And I thought, I don't even need to train for this fight. And especially in the circus of celebrity that I'm embroiled in, that's exactly what I needed. Now I am back here doing what I need to do. I never wanted to be famous being famous. Got wrapped up in something, and my life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I've said this before, you can earn more money in a magazine shoot than I can in a 16-week training camp. And when you've got bills to pay, a little girl to feed, you've got to think, hang on, what's more responsible? But now I feel I need credibility. That's why I'm returning something I love, something I can do. And I'm not going to fight for it. I'm 37, but this is a way for me to get back into something I love. And there's so many different things outside of actually getting in the cage around this sport I can do. I can do what you're doing. I can hold the camera, I can commentate, I can MC, I can do all of that stuff. I'm such a pundit, and I love this. It's in my blood.
This circus of celebrity that you mentioned, right? So, a lot of the UK MMA people have known you for years and years back. You were a UK pioneer, fighting in rings before the cage was even here and stuff. And it was always kind of felt, on your Hollyoaks days, of course, you were always skirting the edge of celebrity years ago. And then once you got a full bite of the insanity that is the UK celebrity circuit with the paparazzi and stuff, what was it like? How did it compare to what you thought it was going to be?
I always wanted to be famous. I wanted to be famous, yeah, great. Right. I'm happy to be celebrated for having accomplished something. So I went to acting school, and that's why I fought in a cage. I love the cheer of the crowd, the clap of an audience. It makes you feel good. It's brilliant, and this is almost a bit like acting and celebrity in a minor way, in a different way. I was never ready for what was going to hit me. I had no training. It's nice to start with. Wow, you're eager. I don't know almost anyone. Any fighter who gets in there and feels good when the crowd cheer, they're going to love that to start with celebrity magazines and oh wow, But then it's very short-lived. If you've got anything in here, because then you're like. I don't have to say, but there's so much crap written about me and so much horrible stuff, and it does drain me. Even as I'm warming up, I'm walking through the crowd and people are saying derogatory things, and normally it gets to me. I want to, some yobs, like football hooligans, saying silly things. I'm like, oh, you know, and this is my opportunity to get back in here and knuckle down and do something that's honest, that's pure. There was something I did was a little bit naughty. We touched gloves and I punched him straight away, and that's just the fighter in me. And some guy was like, "You're out of order." I'm like, I apologise straight away. That happens to me. I mean, he needs me in the head. Not no hard feelings. They took a point off. I accidentally need him in the head. That sort of stuff happens. It's a fight, you know. But if I do it, that's not me fearing doing a victim mode. But if I do it, I get scrutinised for any slip up I do because I'm in the media, and that's how they roll. That's how it rolls. Alex Reid did this wrong. Alex Reid, you know, and it's a headline.
Do you think you're still saddled with that media circus now going forward, or is it going to die down a bit?
I'm saddled with it for the time being.
How bad is it? Like, is it like you go to the shop for a pint of milk and there's 10 people waiting with cameras and?
It's not like that all the time. It depends what's going on. I have had paparazzi follow me. Had them at my door in the week, and you imagine this is a week where I want to be completely focused on my fight, and I've had 3 potential very nasty things going to break, which is absolute crap. And it does stress me out because I'm going through legals, and that costs a lot of money. And I'm thinking, half of me is thinking, just let them run it. But it's damaging my reputation so much, and there's so many untruths going out there. Some of the stuff is true, but they blow it out of proportion. Right. I'm just a red-blooded hot male who does pretty much what any other red-blooded hot male does. It just so happens that I've been quite outspoken and quite brave, and that has it's twisted and turned, and it's not nice. Imagine I wanted to go to the gym. I'm on the phone to my solicitor all the way to the gym, but it is quite nice to shut the gym door, walk up the stairs, and I'm like, right, okay, forget all that crap. I've got to slip, bob, weave, pull an armbar, and then like, brilliant. Oh, it's a great session. Get in the shower. Guess what? Straight back into solicitors and what crappy story. And that's the law of attraction. Getting all spiritual here. I'm focusing on that.
You've read The Secret, have you?
All of that stuff, I believe in all that stuff, and it works. I mean, it's worked. I've attracted lots of good stuff into my life, but at the moment, I'm embroiled in so much rubbish. So this right here, I see as my escape back into where I want to get. You know, go something positive. Gyms, athletics, everything to do around this fight game is something pure. Throughout the dawn of civilization, man has liked to see other man combat in a sporting environment, and I want to make money doing this, you know. It's something pure and honest.
So what's next for you in MMA then, would you say?
I am going to heal. I've been a lot of stress. I'm going to relax a little bit. I'm going to give myself a couple of weeks. I'm going to go straight back to the gym in a week, but work on tactical stuff. Alexi, my trainer, said, I want you straight back in the gym next week. You have made so many mistakes, you know, and I couldn't even do a push-up. That was scaring me. That was on playing in my head. Can't do a single push-up at the moment. I've got no power. I shook Sam's hand, and I'm thinking, yeah, I've got loads of experience on you. I'm going to smash you up. In my head, I'm the man. You know, I feel shaking his hand. Bloody hell, he's strong. I think little things like that, they niggle on you. Right. So it's about preparing. You know, maybe back in February. I want to get straight back on the horse. I've got to. Iron sharpens iron. I'm back in there now. Look at me. I don't want all this. This is not good. That's why I'm so disappointed. I mean, I already had a cut. I mean, some of the guys I train with, they're all world class, still fighting in the UFC, Dream, Bellator, and they're murdering day in, day out. Right. But
seriously, it gives you that rakish air, you know, with the hat and everything.
Say that again?
Gives you like a rakish air.
A rakish?
Rakish air, yeah. Like a bit of a scoundrel look, you know. Oh, lovable role.
There you go, there you go. Do you know, I used to go into nightclubs and, are you a male model? Yeah. I've got my nose bust and a thick hair. Are you a rugby player or a boxer? Oh, God. I want to be the pretty boy. I don't want to be ugly.
Speaking of rugby players, finish off with John Hathaway, UFC fighter, training partner, and was...
my best man.
Your best man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, many moons ago. What's he doing right now?
He's an animal. I used to beat the crap out of John. That doesn't happen anymore. He is inspiration. I see that guy. He's the golden child in the gym. And I watch him do things. He's just training with Carlos Vermola, who's fighting in the UFC on the 15th December in Las Vegas.
Chris Lieben.
Yeah. And Carlos, heavyweight, light heavyweight. Now he's a middleweight. It's disgusting. I'm a middleweight. And I'm like, you know, that's my next thing. I'm going to put on some muscle now. I mean, but I watched John fight with Carlos, and John's a welterweight, and he's like, that is elegance. That is what this sport is all about. Proper martial arts. It's not just brute force versus brute force. It's proper chess. Little move here, little technique here, little leverage. That's exquisite to watch.
Does it annoy you that you always get referred to as cage fighter Alex Reid and people don't appreciate the artistry that's involved in it all?
Cage fight isn't so bad. It's cross-dressing cage fight I don't really like. See what I mean? Cross-dressing cage fight. Bloody hell. So I've done.
How accurate is that though? Because you've been pictured wearing a dress. Or was that like a fancy dress thing?
Yes, I mean, look.
Not that it's any of our business, like.
No, well, it's everybody's. Well, it's not really. But I mean, there's so much crap out there that's written about me. Yeah, I've worn a dress for a laugh and done all that stuff. But if this is right, sexuality, my body. This fingernail is what Roxanne is. Right. But this is the Roxanne, the alter ego. This is what the media they want. That's the most interesting point. And I'm like, oh, really? There's 2 pictures of me dressed up as a bird, and they use it again. I see them every single week. I'm like, you know, my fault. It's my fault. I put it out there. You know, so there's certain things I've said as well, and they bring up again and again and again, and it is tiring, draining. Have you discovered this thing yet where they print something wrong about you and you ask for a correction, then that appears on page like 35 in a column, like tiny little... Yeah, that's my life, you know. That's not my life. I don't want to make that my life, but that has been my life. Sometimes I'm like... people say things about me, very close to me, no names mentioned, anyone, and I'm like, do I want to fight that because I'm attacking someone who's... Yeah, I don't want to go there actually. Yeah. Well,
you're right though. It is psychologically draining. Like we speak to fighters every week before big fights, and in that final 7 days preparation, you can't get a word out of them because they're
This my buddies over here. They're like, get off that bloody phone. Yeah. I'm getting non-stop shit on Twitter. And I'm like, oh, what's going on here? You know, it's addictive. You know, and I'm my worst enemy. I used to be a fighter, nothing else, but I want to be in the UFC. I want to be the UFC middleweight champion of the world. Eat, sleep, train, supplements. Eat, sleep, train. You know, going to get a bit of hypnosis, train a bit more, fight. That's all I did. Now what's going on? Wow. You know, I marry someone and my world sort of goes. I did a bit of acting. Yeah, that was great. I don't mind that. A few adverts here and there. I did a little bit of magazine stuff. I actually got my first TV show, the one where I fought Tom, going around a week before I met my wife. Right. But because I met her, I've only got all of that because of her, which is ridiculous. Right. So I'm very proud in myself, but the world doesn't know that. So yeah.
Well, hopefully next year is going to be a better one, and we'll see you bounce back in the cage.
13 is my lucky number, so 2013. Yeah, baby.
2013. Alex Reid will be back. Alex, thanks for the time as always. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, guys.